Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Monster, and today we're going to be making a custom Black Series Gregor. I did get this Gregor decal sheet off Etsy. I will link it in the description if you do want to check it out. But I do have this extra Black Series custom boss I made about a year ago. And, Hasbro released a normal boss, so I don't really have need for my custom version anymore. So I'm going to be converting it to a Gregor. But before I do that, I'm going to have to change it to a plain white commando just so I can apply the decals. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over all these orange bits with this white paint. I actually do recommend using spray paint or primer or something like that. It'll just make a better finish. But since this figure is already mostly painted white, instead of having to tape up all the black and paint everything over again, I'm just going to go over my orange bits with white. Alrighty guys, so we do have our paint laid out, and we got some water as well, and we're going to go ahead and just get this orange painted over. Let's go ahead and get started. So we have done one coat of white over a few areas there. Obviously the colors are still poking through, so we're going to have to do several layers, but yeah, we will get it done, and I think it'll look pretty good once we have it all painted white. Then of course we can start with the decals, so let's continue painting it white. Alrighty guys, so we're ready to do the first decal. Obviously the white paint isn't perfect, but we're decaling over it anyway, so it's not a super big deal. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. First up is the visor. Let's go ahead, get that cut out and ready to decal. Okay, so we got our decal here by the tweezers, and we're gonna go ahead and drop it in the water for about 30 seconds. After that, we will apply it here, and once you get in the right spot, you blow dry it for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then it should be applied. So we're gonna go ahead and drop it in the water and blow dry it, and I will get back to you guys whenever I'm done. So we got the visor on, and let's continue with a few more decals. I'm gonna try something a little bit easier. I think we're gonna go with number 7, which is the butt. So let's try that. I think it might be a little bit easier to put on compared to the visor. So let's try that first, and then let's move up to some of the more complicated pieces. These I thought it would. It got pretty wrinkly. Yeah, like I said, just didn't go on as good as I thought it would. It's much bigger than all the other decals that I put on, so it was harder to cover that big of a space. So, we're learning. That's why we're doing the butt first, so we can, get the chest and the helmet with a little bit nicer quality. So, yeah, we're just going to try with some of this stuff until we get it good. It's not going to be perfect, but, it's not looking half bad. Okay, so taking a look at this, we do have one entire leg decaled, and we did run into a few problems here and there. So, first up, we started with the actually first we did up here, which this one actually went on really, really easy, and it stuck really good. Problem kind of got I guess moved whenever you move this guy back to his original position, but not a big deal, and it stuck pretty well, so I wasn't too worried about that one. Next we did the shins. This one actually comes in 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that one did not go on as well, only because the pieces were just much longer than the actual width of the shin here. And so because of that, it leaves a little bit that kind of overlaps, and that just allows it for easy pull up, and it just doesn't stick because not all of it has something to stick to, I guess, if that makes sense. But it eventually did go on. It's not perfect. It's not straight in some places, like for right here. It just slid down a ton, and there wasn't much I could do at that point. This one is an all one piece that just wraps all the way around. Like I said, I did have a little bit of problem with it sliding down, but for the most part, it stuck on really, really well. It's not perfect. There's a few pieces that kind of are sticking up just because it's a really big decal, but it didn't go on that bad. It was decently easy to go on. Hardest one, it wasn't easy to put on, or it wasn't hard to put on, was the knee pad. But the biggest problem with it is that it's so big that there's, like I said, there was just so much that was overlapping that it was just hard to get it to sit down on it and to stay. We did eventually get it. We'll see if it comes back up. Like I said, yeah, you can kind of see it moving there a little bit. There's just not a ton you can do about that. So, yeah, we will see. I think eventually I'm going to put a clear coat over it, and that'll hold it on, but we just got to get the decals on until then. Alrighty guys, so we have done a little bit more. We did this forearm, came out pretty good. We did the entire left leg, and the left leg came out like really, really good, just absolutely perfectly. The right leg kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm super impressed with how I was able to put together this left leg. You know, a few problems here and there, but nothing too bad. I think I'm gonna try to do the chest now. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys know, but I am super scared I'm gonna mess this up. We will see. Alrighty guys, so here's an update on the Gregor decal. It's coming along pretty well. There's a few pieces that have just kind of messed up. Like, I didn't do the alignment very well on the leg here, so there's a big gap. And then the back plate is just kind of crumbling apart. But other than that, the decals have been going on super, super nice. So we do have a few more pieces to do, the arms and then the helmet and then the backpack as well. But yeah, honestly, it's been coming along a lot better than I thought it would. I thought it was going to mess up horribly. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Let's go ahead and finish this thing up. I've been doing it for a few days, but I will have a video solely dedicated to me decaling this out in a little bit. Alrighty, so unfortunately, I actually did lose the rest of the footage for this video, so I do apologize for that, but we do have most of Gregor done. Unfortunately, I have not done the backpack yet. I don't know if I'll get to that just yet, but I did want to finish this video. Yeah, honestly, I think it came out alright. Helmet was a struggle at first, and that is only because the helmet is made for at least the helmet decal is made for a different version of the Commando helmet. I have a custom 3D printed version, and, you know, there's different variations here and there, and I just think that the one that the decal was specifically made for was a little bit smaller, and so some of the decals didn't fix. Or didn't fit right. I don't know why I just said didn't fix. But, you know, so like this entire back piece right here, all of that was just white. There was nothing there. The decal was not big enough to fit across the helmet. Fortunately, they did include a few little extra squares that I threw on there, and it kind of patched it up. It's not perfect. It doesn't look great by any means, but, you know, it did all right. But overall, I mean, he doesn't look half bad. You know, obviously gapping here and there and, you know, stuff like that, but it's not terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, from what it was a custom boss, and I already have the official boss, so it's one of those, like, I didn't need two bosses, so this is just much better. I did end up spraying it with a clear coat to protect it, and that actually added very, like, shine to it, because I think it was a gloss coat. I think maybe a matte coat might have been better, just because, you know, he's based off a animated character, which are matte colors. So maybe I'll go over it with a matte coat rather than a gloss coat. But, you know, I think overall it came out pretty decent. You know, I think there's definitely a skill level for decalers here. This is going to be the top of the list for skill level, so I don't think I was really skilled enough to do this, and so I would definitely warn anybody trying to do it that it does definitely take a lot of skill to do, and if you don't have the necessary skill, it might not turn out perfect, kind of like mine. But like I said, if I didn't do this, it would have just been another boss figure that I didn't really need. So I'm not too upset with it. I think it'll just look good on my shelf. And, you know, overall it came out all right. I did throw in the custom, actually 2-scale Commando blaster. So that looks all right. And honestly, I think overall it came out pretty well. You're not going to see most of the details until you actually pick it up and look at it. So, you know, I'm the only one that's ever really going to notice them. I guess I would actually see it in person. Obviously, all of you guys are going to notice them because I'm pointing them out. But, you know, I think it came out all right. I think some of the other decals, I don't want to scare people away from decals because decals are awesome. I think most of the other decals are going to be much easier to apply just because you're not wrapping an entire clone in them. Most of them are just, you know, a few paint lines here or there, or, you know, stuff like that. It's not wrapping an entire clone in it. So, for example, I also did get decals for Hardcase. I'm going to be decaling this AliExpress clone to look like Hardcase. And like I said, these are just a few lines here and there, so I think those will go on pretty easily. It's not like I'm wrapping the entire figure, so I think it'll come out pretty good. So, yeah, stick around if you guys do want to see me decal more stuff. I do have Hardcase up next, and then I also do have a Commander Vaughn I'm working on. I do have this 3D printed helmet that I want to use, and then I do have a Vaughn decal for the helmet. So, you know, it's not going to be a ton of decaling on that one, but, you know, a little here and there. And, you know, It's not perfect, but, you know, a few here and there get the job done. So, yeah, comment down below if you guys want to see more decal stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.